So welcome to the Secure Dynamics Minutecast. I have with me, if memory serves me right, my first ever CISO podcast guest, Lester Godsey. Welcome, Lester.
Thank you very much.
And Lester is the CISO at the Maricopa County. So Lester, as we were talking about, three questions, what those are: past, present, future priorities, what's changed and why?
Yeah, so my top priority at the beginning of calendar year 2020 was to finalize an information security program strategy on behalf of Maricopa County. That was something that my CIO set forth as my top priority, to give form and structure on what our current state was in terms of information security, and then what the medium and then long-term objectives were for information security for Maricopa County. The good thing is I was able to finish that before the pandemic really hit. So in terms of kind of where we shifted and where we had to reprioritize, I would say the great thing about that was that wasn't wasted effort. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, by virtue of having that program strategy in place, I had the framework already in place to be able to pivot quickly to shifting priorities, because part of what my strategy included was also a weighted scorecard approach on how to prioritize what our efforts were. Because one thing I would say to any CISO for any organization is, if you come up with a strategy and you put it on paper and you think you're going to stick to it as you wrote it out, you're doomed to fail before you even start. So part of what your strategy has to entail is a mechanism by which you could objectively reshift based off of either changes in threat landscape, changes to your organizational priorities, or anything in between. Obviously, I wasn't planning for a pandemic, but it just worked out that way. So we were able to rejigger what those priorities were. And then moving forward into 2021, honestly, the biggest shifts, and the nice thing is I can legitimately say these were in my strategy. They just weren't in my strategy for calendar year 2021.
Schedule, yeah.
Exactly. It was more 2022, 23 in some instances. So my top priorities are actually around security controls and awareness from a cloud perspective. I'm sure all your guests, Ashwin, have talked about how their respective organizations, no matter how far or mature they've been in their cloud adoption strategy, it's just added more, right? In our case, our cloud adoption is it's been almost exponential in adoption. And so that's been a real shift in priority for us from an information security perspective. But then a lot of other things have to do, they're kind of downstream ramifications of this cloud adoption. So one of the things we're actively working on is bringing on a managed security service provider. More than anything, because the way our work has changed at the county is people are working all sorts of hours, more so than your traditional 8 to 5, because they're not coming into the office. That, coupled with the fact that we're adopting more cloud services, it makes it easier for people to work all sorts of hours, weekends, et cetera, and we have less exposure along those lines. So all those things coupled are forcing us to change how we deliver services to meet what the change in expectations are, if that makes sense.
Wow. Okay. That's certainly a lot over the course of the last 2.5 years and going forward. Always great chatting with you. Thanks, Lester.
Thanks, Ashwin.